And welcome back to the comic book channels of comic book channels. Guys, can we just say it? Can we all agree this is the greatest comic book YouTube channel on all of YouTube, on all the internet, everywhere? This is the best. This is the top. And today we're doing something great. So a lot of this stems back to Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Leading into that film's release, I decided to learn about the character of Shazam. I thought, CC Beck, I thought I knew the stuff. I thought I knew how he was reintroduced post-crisis, everything he was up to going into it. I thought I knew about the history of Black Adam, like all these things. And because of this channel, I go into a deep dive. I spend the money, I allocate the resources, and it's like all gas. I want to know about Shazam, and I want to bring it to you guys. Now, a lot of the times, here's the wild thing. A lot of those videos don't spike. A lot of people, just as a baseline, are not fully interested in some of these characters. This is the absolute harsh truth. You'll get millions of people interested in the movie, and tens of people interested in the comic book version of that character from that movie. It's mind-boggling. Today is Cap Recap. Going into Captain America Brave New World, I said the exact same thing to myself. Not only that, I did something a little bit different. I opened up one of my Google Docs, one of my Google Docs, and I just wanted to draft what I knew about the character. Complete brain dump. This is an exercise I do around a lot of my videos, just so I can helps me crystallize things. I recommend you all take part in that. You guys should experiment with ways to do this. And I thought, I had the timeline and a solid basic history, and then I go all in. I spend the money, I spend the resources, go, all gas. And going into Brave New World, I was pretty sure I had these, I had some clear positions. Coming out of Brave New World, through this experience, it's really upside down. A lot of these concessions that I had for the character, that the character really wasn't relevant from, he was 40s, there was a gap, he came back in the 60s, struggled in the 70s, nothing in the 80s, nothing in the 90s, and then we kind of hit this Heroes Reborn point with Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee. Oh, jeez, guys. Way off on that. Even way off on the writer's era, which is the 2000s, of what guys like Jeff Loeb and what they lent to the character. So I bought some new books, made some new arguments, and went down a path that I feel like we all should go down. Some of these books are not comic books. Some of these books are, they're definitive editions. They're timeline books. I think those I need more in my library. I stayed away from a lot of the stuff you're about to see. I purposely stayed away from. Now, I still have a master Captain America list that I'm building. I want to still chip away at that. Equally with Shazam. After Fury of the Gods came out, I was so interested in that character. I went further and went on for almost like that entire year. I still have one or two from my list of that to bring to you guys. And one of it would be the first modern day appearance of Black Adam. Is this the beginning of something? Yeah, but I gotta be honest. It's just straight up Captain America comic book videos don't do crap. But we're not here for that. We're here for the creators, the comics, the companies, and the stories. So who cares about views and click-through rates and all this other ROI BS? Today is Cap's Recap. So let's just have a look at where I'm at right now with Captain America. Let's hit that. Let's throw a shield on that drawing table. I gotta say something. I need a segue. So just so you guys know, I painted this cap. I was a kid. I always wanted to get back into miniature painting. It is fun. It's very therapeutic too. If you guys want to see me do videos and maybe do like a little of a miniature painting journey, let me know down below. That's what she said. I'm going to do my best to organize some of this as I go, but this is a little bit of a free-form spitball video, and I just love these ones. Captain America Marvel, The Ultimate Guide, forward by Stan DeManley. This is a John Cassidy cover. John Cassidy drew maybe the last great run of Captain America. I owe this book costs a few dollars, but I owe a lot to it because I can't find it. But I was reading up on the Falcon, and somewhere in here they had right here. So the Falcon, he gets wings from Wakanda and Black Panther, and I haven't been able to verify. I think it was issue 175 or maybe 177. They go more through the character arcs here than what the milestone issues are, or the key issues. Captain America: The Ultimate Guide, new edition, was a few dollars by the DK. Totally worth it. No exaggeration. There's more of these books. Yes, I have a list of those. At this point, we'll be getting more of those. To complement that, I don't know what I was getting into with this. Captain America: The First 80 Years. There is no author to this one. We have an introduction, no author. Amazing. Look at Alex Ross, man. He just rocks and rolls. But I love this. Look, from the 40s all the way up to the 2010s. This was in my backpack, because you guys know I zip around the city. Look at the young Stanley. Look at Jim Steranko too. I had this in my backpack for quite some time and spent a lot of time with it. See, it might have been like maybe 175. This guy gets his wings from Black Panther. I love how, look, we have Dave Hoover. I mean, big shout out to RIP to Mr. Hoover. I thought these two are absolutely invaluable, just when it comes to visualizing who this character is. And yes, there's more of these. Yes, they're also on the list. We opened with the contention of these. So I got that from a dollar store here in Philadelphia. Not so much a dollar shop. It was like a thrift store, kind of like an antique shop. I spent like $1 for these. And this opened up the argument. This is a reprint of Captain America issue 250 by John Byrne. We did a video on this. And look how nice John Byrne draws Cap. Asking the question. And we can ask it again. Rob Liefeld claims that, this is the high-selling issue of Captain America ever. When we look on the surface of that argument, we have to agree. We have to say, yeah, this is the high-selling issue of Captain America. Captain America Volume 2, Issue 1. But 250 here, who also had a sizable print run, maybe 60 to 80,000. Maybe it might have been 40 to 50,000. Maybe, but if we tack on the circulation of these onto that, I think we have to beat 220 for this. It's something to investigate. This is lost in time too. AKAPAD. We don't know how many of these got distributed. They were sold in packs. We all know. Did a video on that. So to stick with the Rob Liefeld thread, I actually had to acquire this one. We did an observation on the Heroes Reborn Falcon. Essentially has the origin of Falcon, where he drinks the blood Captain America, to save his life, slices, if I can find it, right here. He slices his hand and drips the blood into Falcon's mouth. And he creates a super soldier. Like, he gives us a reason to why in the previous issue, see, the Falcon just gets ripped apart. Captain America does not like it. But, yeah, Rob Liefeld just comes in sometimes with the cool poses. Let's see if we can find. They also, I didn't bring this up in the video, but the Falcon in this series, he's a military guy. And he wasn't a military guy before. This is him right here. And his father's tied to Captain America. So the military background for Sam Wilson starts here. So I call these solutions. These are great solutions. The Heroes Reborn Falcon, even at this time, is the most believable version of that character. We opened a little bit with what books I have and why. And you kind of want to say, outside Heroes Reborn, these were the three I had cherry picked. And Captain America Volume 3, Issue 1. Which is one of the great arcs. Ron Garney and Mark Waid, at this time, they were working on Captain America, like, before. So, like, Heroes Reborn's, like, in, you know, we can kind of, can we get to, like, right? So, like, they're working on Cap. Cap gets canceled. It gets rebooted by Heroes Reborn. And then it continues with this book. With this right here. Mark Waid dialed in on the character. And Captain America came back. So much so popular again, he got a spin-off series called Sentinel of Liberty. That was the first time 2 Captain America series were running congruently in the Marvel ranks. So this is a little bit of my study of how they were positioning Captain America, you know, to be, like, taken over. Like, we have this, like, you know, we have this other, like, you know, Star Spangled Banner dude. And it's like a little bit of just like, that's Steve Rogers there. But to kind of document the issues of this guy, look, Ivan Drago here, of how we build other characters other than Steve Rogers as Captain America as Captain America. It's a broad concept. It's something that they've experimented with a lot. So I was just trying to, like, with my dollar bin hunting, cherry pick the times and the moments where they kind of, you know, they push the limits. Even in this issue, like this issue has a Bucky, and this Bucky was the Bucky of a different Captain America while this guy was frozen. So they experimented. They did all of these things, and we have Cap and Bucky again. And technically, this is a Bucky, and Bucky is back. And we even have here another Bucky. We haven't done this one yet because there's 2 more issues I wanted to introduce. But this is a great introduction to what they're trying to do with this Bucky. We also did, speaking of Bucky, we got Cap and Falcon here. Bart Sears, my thesis for that video was that this is one of maybe the greatest comic book layout run of all time. These 4 issues, just in straight comic book layouts, absolutely phenomenal. I was so happy to get reunited with this. This used to be regular on my drawing table. Not this though, because I had the floppies, and yes, I'd rather have the floppies. We will be getting those. What I missed, because we already did it. We did this around the 4th of July, but I didn't show this off as of the books I had. Captain America Centennial Treasury Edition, Jack Kirby, also inked by Barry Windsor Smith, and you can pick it like right here. See how Barry he doesn't do those thick lines all too well. He kind of speckles a little. This is one phenomenal book, a tour de force by Jack Kirby that's been reprinted. Do not buy the reprint, get the regular edition. This is really what blew me away. So sometimes I love Jeff Loeb, sometimes I hate Jeff Loeb. As of retelling just what the war years were like for Captain America, Jeff Loeb wedges Nick Fury into this adventure. He introduces new French Rebellion Legion members. We have the Red Skull, and we basically tell the story of his regret with Bucky. And again, you read this and you're like, oh my god, like, never bring Bucky back. And I get it, we like the Winter Soldier. Never bring Bucky back. This makes you want that character to have that strife. This blew me away. See, I don't know everything. And then I really enjoyed this one because I cycle back to it from time to time. Jim Lee, in my opinion, saved Captain America. Because you guys can kind of see some of the artwork we showed previously, Dave Hoover. That artwork just wasn't hitting. It wasn't flying with comic book readers. And Jim Lee and Chris Claremont, they do this backup issue 268. I love showing off the black and white version of this comic. And Jim Lee draws just straight up one of the best Captain Americas in Marvel history. I mean, like, look at that power. And what happens is, even with Heroes Reborn, Captain America comes back. He's back selling in comic shops. But Jim Lee, too, eventually takes over Rob Liefeld's Captain America. But before that, we get also Jim Lee here, years later, by the way, drawing one hell of a cap for Heroes Reborn. And just from an artistry level, this was the best we saw. If we can find them, this is like the best we saw Cap in a solid stretch. And people always dismiss issue 3 of Fantastic Four Volume 2. I never did. I think these are Jim Lee's proportions perfectly lend themselves to Captain America, and by that I mean what Jim Lee draws better than anyone else in comic book history. This was a time where Captain America, like, just on an artistry level, didn't get a lot of pop. Jim Lee brings that back, and that's why this issue, it resonated so much. It got adapted into season 5 of the X-Men animated series by a different studio, by the way, because they changed studios to cut the budget and save money. So guys, yeah, just a little bit, a little Captain America history, a little bit of my personal history with Captain America, and we keep going. We're not slowing down with any of this. I have more inbound. That's what. Okay, guys, rock and roll. Love you.